Space shock. Boeing warns that its satellite could explode in orbit from a major anomaly. It's not a new satellite, but I was wondering, how many satellites do we have up there? Currently, there are over 2,000 artificial satellites orbiting the Earth. Heliocentric orbit is an orbit around the Sun. In our solar system, all planets, comets, and asteroids are in such orbits, as are many artificial satellites and pieces of space debris. So ours are 2,000 artificial satellites. Do we know how many satellites are currently orbiting the Earth? In 2019, a large number of satellites and spacecraft will be lifted, sent into orbit. We even have the Elon Musk. What is it now? I don't know how many. Tens of thousands will be going up, and other private companies want to have even more going up. They want to have worldwide internet available, and this is going to be a disastrous effect for astronomers who are already complaining that they won't be able to have a clear view of the skies, especially when they're tracking near-Earth objects, asteroids, incoming meteorites, comets, asteroids, whatever. Now, going back to this is a Boeing announcement. It's warning that one of its satellites in orbit around our Earth could be about to explode in space, of course. This is by Tom Fish on Express UK, and this is today's article. It's a broadcast satellite, and it's large, built by Boeing. It has suffered catastrophic damage to the batteries. So that's the reason it's now at risk of exploding in orbit over our Earth. AT&T owned DirecTV reveals that the matter is in special request for the Federal Communication Commission. They're asking for permission to remove its Spaceway 1 satellite from orbit. Well, of course they have to remove it. What are they going to do with it? Now, DirecTV said in a statement, Spaceway 1 suffered a major anomaly that resulted in significant and irreversible thermal damage to its batteries. I wonder if they went on fire or anything. But they, obviously they're about to explode. They said there is a significant risk that these battery cells could burst. This satellite is several years beyond its intended lifespan. It was launched 15 years ago. It was the Boeing 702 model. Space 1 is expected to last 12 years. So it lasted 3 years beyond its lifetime, obviously. Now, Boeing said in a statement, the battery malfunction occurred in the course of beyond contract life operation after a collection of events that have a very low likelihood of occurring on other satellites. But DirecTV is now under pressure because Boeing review of the satellite's data found Spaceway 1 batteries cannot be guaranteed to withstand the pressures needed to support safe operation of the spacecraft in eclipse operations. Spaceway 1 relies on solar power, but when the satellite is about to pass into Earth's shadow, on February 25th, the company said it must immediately be taken out of orbit and decommissioned. Also, the satellite should discharge its remaining fuel to reduce the risk of accidental explosion. I didn't know that the satellites had fuel. Did you know that they had fuel? I thought they were just going around and around by gravitational momentums. Anyway, AT&T announced telecom giant will replace the satellite with another one from the fleet that they have. They said, we do not anticipate any impacts on consumer services as we retire this. So late last year, Spaceway 1 served as a backup to provide television coverage to customers in Alaska. And Boeing's statement says it will produce effective customers. It will provide their customers with a minor update to operation procedures that will allow them to avoid a similar malfunction going forward in order to reduce the risk of other satellites of this model. Now, if they don't have any technical difficulties, the Federal Communications Commission requires licensed satellite operators to vent onboard propellant before moving satellites into the graveyard orbit. So what type of propellant? The FCC said it could deplete no more than a nominal portion of the about 73 kilograms of bipropellant remaining. Venting fuel is a safety measure meant to reduce the risk of decommissioned satellites exploding. Similar satellites needed 2 to 3 months to vent their remaining fuel. DirecTV has only 1 month to passivate Spaceway 1 the best it can to move it out of geostationary arc. Now, I still don't know what this satellite biopropellant is. So satellites have propellants. What fuel are they made of? If anybody knows, please let us, please inform us. I didn't know that they had fuel. So they're going around like little spaceships, actually. Amazing, that's fascinating. Anyway, we'll keep an eye out on what's going to happen with this. And where are these so-called graveyards when they decommission this thing? Where is the graveyard orbit? And I guess once it's in there, where does it go? Does it stay there or does it come down to Earth? From what I understand, there's somewhere a graveyard of these things in the Pacific, South Pacific Ocean. Okay, I just found some little information about the satellite's propellants. Liquid hydrogen delivers a specific impulse about 30 to 40% higher than most other rocket fuels. Liquid oxygen and liquid hydrogen are used as a propellant in the high-efficient main engines of the space shuttle. Now, that's all I could find on that. Propellant depot, spacecraft propellant, satellite passes its first test. Okay, a new fuel for a satellite. Is it safe? It won't blow up on humans. This is concerning SpaceX. So that's a heavy launch will carry a satellite that will test its first green fuel that is even less toxic than caffeine. Okay, but we still don't know what it is. We still don't know what it is. Supposedly, Elon Musk wants to have green propellant infusion mission, it's called. Unlike hydrazine, which is a consistent, similar to water, it's viscous, but the fuel density will increase the miles per gallon. Hydrazine. Hydrazine is an inorganic compound with the chemical formula NH24. It's simple pnictogen hydride, and it's colorless and flammable liquid with an ammonia-like odor. Ooh. Hydrazine is slightly toxic and dangerously unstable unless handled in solution, as, for example, hydrazine hydrate. So that's hydrazine, according to Wikipedia. So hydrazine is highly flammable, it's colorless, flammable, with an ammonia-like odor, which is really terrible. Hydrazine is highly toxic and dangerously unstable unless handled in solution. So that's what the hydrazine is. That's their, most probably what they're using, which is very toxic and dangerous and flammable. That's what I found. If you know if there's something else, please let us know. I didn't know that satellites had fuel. I really thought that they were just going on nicely, simply with gravitational pull.
You will hear content not covered by mainstream media. These riveting stories will be based on my research, and I will state my opinions and give my personal insight on diverse and controversial subjects and world events not covered by mainstream media, and not supported by YouTube guidelines. So whatever I have on my Patreon, most of those will not be on my YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a member today. More of the most significant and important videos will be on my Patreon channel. Your support helps me to continue my research and keeps this YouTube channel alive. And we depend on your support, your generous charity, because we help economically challenged families here in Athens, Greece, in Kapota, and we also help the young generation with university tuition and the community around our church. Thank you.